So nice to be out here. So let me show you the day. I'm going to start. Yeah, I know there's power lines, but look at the tree fern, which is in the neighbour's property, but you know, it blesses us with fronds and beauty and everything. And more neighbours' gardens. You know, I'm not the only gardener. Good morning, Holly. Good morning, Mike. Lovely to see you. And here's the sky. The wind has finally changed. It's now coming from that direction, which is the north, which means that it's a bit warmer today. And here's the cherry tree with its last few leaves on. I know it's all in silhouette, so you can't see the colours, but that'll come as we do this. Good morning, beautiful beings. Thank you for jumping on with me. It is such a privilege and something I appreciate. And this is the garden when the leaves have fallen, and you'll see I've moved the roses. The roses have moved, and I'm quite excited about it, making space. And let's look at the magnolia, which now its beautiful shape is revealed. I'm going to have to prune it because it would be much bigger and messier if I didn't, but there it is. And the beautiful cold resistant leaves of the Ratamachia. Good morning, Andrew. And look, there's a leaf that you can appreciate the colour of. Still on the tree, and it's beautiful. Ah, there we are. Getting the exposure right when you don't have any actual control over it is always fun. And the Luculia I have to prune. You know, it's coming into the time for the big winter prune and clean up. But right now, it's just all a bit scruffy, and that's how it is. And look, this crazy sedum is coming into flower in the middle of winter. It doesn't seem to care. And yes, you can see it rained. But look at the colours. Oh, right. And all of the spring flowers, well, they're not flowers yet, but they're all coming up. And you can see the tall iris leaves in the middle. I'm hoping they'll actually flower this year. So, you know, winter is all about what's coming, and it's all about rest and gearing up for the next lot. And see, we have these little white violets, which you can barely see. There we go, that's better. And what I didn't know, but somebody helped me realise, is beautiful, beautiful scent to them, as violets do. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Jocelyn. It is great to be out here. I looked at the breeze and thought, oh, but it's not actually that windy, so I'm happy to be out here. So today I want to talk about something else that's really simple and really basic, and that doesn't mean it's easy. And really, it's something I haven't talked about for a while, something I used to talk about all the time, which is, you know, what if ease is your superpower? Because struggle, of course, trying, pushing, fearing, being sad, being angry, being whatever, it means you're in stress. And it always means you're struggling, and it always means you're trying, and that's not really a good place to be for lots and lots of reasons. But ease, on the other hand, is a superpower, and yet so many of us are running around in tight circles in our lives, being anything but easeful, and getting, you know, automatically being triggered or stimulated or, you know, invigorated by our environments, whether that's inside the internal, you know, the environment of your thoughts, which becomes the environment that your cells are living in, because your thoughts make chemistry, and the chemistry goes into your bloodstream, and the bloodstream is the external environment of your cells. Hello? You know, so it can be the internal environment of your thoughts, which then is physically affecting your body, or it can be the stuff that's happening in your life. And, you know, sometimes we're conscious of what's driving our thoughts, and many times we're not. And for me, certainly, recognising exactly how habitually I have been stressed in the past and didn't even realise it, has taken some time to wake up to that aspect of myself. And I think it's so automatic. And our bodies are accustomed to being in high vigilance, looking for trouble, reacting to things that we don't even realise we're reacting to. And then we wonder why we can't manifest anything, and why life is so fucking hard. And really, it's that simple. Life is hard. Why is life hard? Life is hard because somehow I am in emotional and energetic resonance with it being that way. Julian, hello, and good morning to you, Lynn. I know you're there too. So if life is hard, then I better change. I better stop being the person that is feeling like everything is hard, and then things might be able to be easier. So the thing about me breaking my own habit of stress and fear and fundamentally for me hypervigilance, it takes a lot of energy, right? It really does take a lot of physical energy, and perhaps I'll talk about that. But it also means that you don't operate very efficiently. Because you're stressed, because you're not in ease, you're not finding a way to teach your body how to do and be something else, you don't have access to your intelligence, you're in victimhood, or you're angry, or you're stressed, or whatever, and people around you feel that automatically, and if they're the same, then you're going to be stressed and angry, or whatever it is together, and if they're not, they're either going to walk away because they don't like being around that, or they're going to bounce off you in some other way that isn't as productive as you want. So we really have to become conscious of who we are being. It's like you have to stand back and look at yourself and think, maybe everything I've assumed about myself and how my life is and whose fault everything is and how it is that it gets to be like this is not true, and maybe I need to take some responsibility for it. Not to beat myself up, but to say, hey, I'm running around perpetually, chemically at least, and emotionally, behaving like there's a lion in the room, and I have to stop that because there isn't a lion in the room. I just keep telling myself my old stories like there was, ever, when in fact there probably wasn't. But, now that I think about it, I'm sure there was. And I've got to take some responsibility for that and make a change. Because when we do make a change, then your loving porcupine is right and the quills get in the way, Laura. That's, the way you say things is just glorious. When we do make that change, then we get access to our superpowers. We become efficient. We become productive. And I don't mean that because I want to be tuning out stuff. I mean that the things that I finally want to get done start to happen. There's a flow in my life. There is ease in my life because for years, and that's how long it's taken me, I have been making little by little incremental baby step 7-leg boots choices to move away from stress and effort and to think, oh my God, I'm trying again. I'm afraid again. I'm stressing again. I'm forcing again. I have to stop this. What was it I wanted to be instead? How do I want to be instead? All of those questions that I rave on about so often. I've been making those choices for years now, and it's starting to make a difference. I'm getting more efficient at making the changes too. But when you do that, the reward is your life starts to flow, and you start to recognize when you are in flow and when you're not in flow, and you think, oh shit, this is hard. Whoa, hang on. I remember something else. I was doing something else and it was better and I felt good and the right people were showing up and, it was nice and I've gone and buggered it up again. What? When did I do that? What happened? Review. Go back. Oh, I did that. I made that choice, whatever it was. Well, I won't do that again next time. And slowly, step by step, some consciously, a lot working in my unconscious, I've broken the habit of being that person. I've got to read this. I can get worked into a lather if I don't babysit my reaction to information coming in. Yes. Yes, you have to make that investment of energy and attention in yourself and your thoughts. And some days, and I'm sure you know this, Laura, I'm sure you know this, everybody, it's so intense you feel like you are losing your mind, because every time you turn around, the old thought is back again saying, come on, indulge in me. Get upset, get stressed, get angry, start to push, control, force, contrive, whatever it is, and you have to say no, 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 over and over and over again. And it's really intense some days. I remember what that is like, and I'm sure that from time to time they will be there again. I'm just better at dealing with it. It's a real wrestling match sometimes. So the thing is, we have to become aware, which is again so basic. But the challenge is that we're trying to become aware of something that we've not noticed for so long that it's like wallpaper. Robin, good morning, sweetie. We don't know who we're being until we stop and really look. And so how do you do that? Because I should say something useful about how I've been doing this. It really does come down to paying attention. And you have to pay attention to the fact that you think you're paying attention, but maybe you're not enough. It's because, really, I've been paying attention for years. And every now and then I'm paying attention, and suddenly it's like there's this explosion in my awareness, and I think, oh my God, I've been being like this forever, and I never saw it. Abigail, good morning. It can be absolutely astonishing what we don't notice about ourselves. Now, if you have somebody in your life that is actually capable of doing this for you, and you feel safe with them and they do with you, you can actually ask someone else to say, look, I want to be like this. And you tell them, you say, and you don't even have to make yourself accountable to them, although really this is what you're doing. One way or another. You can say this to yourself, you can say it to another person. Look, this is who I want to be. Hint, you got to know who you want to be. You got to know that you want to be somebody that the minute you start stressing and trying and struggling, that you notice it so you can make another choice. Let's say that's what you want. So you say to the person, I have determined that I want to be an easeful person. I'm choosing to be an easeful person. I even am an easeful person. And that might feel like a big statement, but you can say that. And then you can say, okay, if I am an easeful person, if this is who I'm choosing to be, when you see me not doing that, can you please wink at me, stare at me quietly, wave at me, say, you're doing it again. Whatever it is, you have to agree on a little signal so they can just be eyes and ears for you to say, hey, did you know? So you can go, whew, really? I picked up my old struggle identity again? Whatever's safe, whatever is okay for you or for someone else to say to you, to wave, to signal, to wink, to get your attention, so that you know when you've stopped being an easeful hero and gone back, the explanation thereof gets to be your air traffic control, gets to help you observe and notice who you're being, so that you then are able to make a choice about it. Because it's one thing to make a choice, it's another thing to realise that you need to make a choice. And until you realise that there is a choice and that you can make it, you're never going to make anything new. And of course, people get so buried in their circumstances and their stories and everything else that's going on that they are quite sure there is no choice and they can't change and it is the way it is and it's impossible. And we've all been there and we all know people who are there, and it's not a nice place, and that is just pure stress. And the bugger of it is that actually, unless someone's got a pistol to your head and they pull the trigger, or you jump off a cliff and die, there is always some kind of ability to change ourselves. But But we just have to realise it's there, and we have to have some clue about how to do it. And I talk about the how to do it a lot. And again, it's simple. It's not necessarily easy. Good morning, Sang Marie. Woohoo! I know you're on rest day. He's just about to have big exams. Because it's my morning, so after a night's sleep you'll be in exams. But this is the day before. Lovely to see you, sweetheart. So, yeah, yahoo, Maddie, you've fallen on your face again. Well, bless you. I'm glad I noticed me doing this. Now, who did I want to be again? And particularly about effort. Because we are so trained to think, you have to push hard, you have to push through, you have to break through. Those words I'm a little bit uncomfortable with. Because it implies, I got to go for it. And we do have to go for it, but I've spoken about this before. The kind of will and determination that I have applied inside myself is massive. But I do it from a space of loving and respecting me. Because if I am not loving and respecting me, then I am back in stress and struggle and whipping myself and forcing things. It doesn't matter whether I'm forcing someone else or I'm forcing me. The effect is the same. I'm in stress. So I've got to come from this place of extremely determined kindness and love towards myself. The same way as I'm actually learning to come from a place of extremely determined and strong and not indulging in people's stories and their difficulties at all, place from inside myself. It's very interesting, the experiences I'm having at the moment with, at a whole new level, not empowering people's stories. It's incredible. But it's part of my ease. Because if I buy into the fact that, whatever they're telling me, I'm empowering the fact that they're saying what they're saying is true. Yeah, it's automatic. I don't even notice that, Laura. I'm buying into them, I'm empowering it, and I'm actually giving my energy away to a situation that has nothing to do with me and which I can't actually change. Because I've realised on a whole new level, and I know I'm going sideways, but this is important to me. I've realised from a whole new level of understanding that nobody changes until they change their energy. And if a person isn't willing to change their energy, there is sweet F.A. you can do. You can lead a horse to water, you cannot make it drink. You can offer people information and tools, but until they're willing to pick them up and use them, that's all you can do. And powerfully and amazing, that applies to children, it applies to spouses, it applies to countries, it applies to governments, it applies on every level. And this is a vastly powerful thing to realise when you think, oh my God, there is no point in me putting my energy in there. Good for you, Abigail. I'm going to look forward to reading your comment properly later because I can't see all of it now. So, to actually withdraw your energy from circumstances, people, thoughts, everything, where it's a drain on your vital energy. Because when you're in stress, you are drawing from the vital field of energy that is around your body, and literally turning it into chemistry, the chemicals of stress, which then if you keep doing that over and over and over again because you're just this normally stressed person and you don't even know it, you're programming your body for disease. That's just what you're doing. So, that's another payoff. You get healthy when you stop stressing. You get healthy when you become extremely, lovingly, relentlessly willing and determined to break your own habit of being afraid and hypervigilant and looking for trouble and trying to fix everything and try to solve everything, and draw all of your power back to yourself. Don't give it away to circumstances and people and governments and situations and economics and politics and news and whatever else it is that you typically react to and want to fix or hate or wish it would change. Don't give it away to that. Apply it with will and determination and love to yourself, there you have the capacity to make a change of value, which can change the world if that's what you decide to create and be in yourself. But don't bother trying to change anybody else. Do what you can, offer what you can, support as you will, but not if it puts you in stress, not if it puts you in effort, not if it puts you in trying and fear and frustration. Let the hell go. Sandy, lovely to see you. So, yeah, that's something I wasn't expecting to talk about today, but I made the connection as I speak to you. So break the old habit that you barely know about. Make yourself accountable to yourself or to somebody to be very clear about who you want to be. And when you spot yourself or they spot you being someone you don't want to be, that you have a prearranged signal that says, hey, you're doing it again. Not, you need to fix this. Not, you need to sort it out now, you bad person. None of the bullshit that goes with deconstructive criticism. Just somebody or yourself to be a pair of eyes and a pair of ears to say, oi, do you know who you're being right now? Is that loving to you? Is that who you want to be? Break the habit. And realize that only you can do that for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you, and you can't do it for anyone. But when you change yourself, you change your entire world and you change your entire universe, and everybody that's close to you in particular benefits immediately. As soon as you change, they benefit. So if you want people in your life to change, if you want your circumstances to change, don't put your effort into changing them. Put your effort into changing you. And then you got to stop looking for the change to happen out there. Do the change in here. And when you are not seeking it, not desperately waiting for it, your circumstances will change to catch up with you. Again, I know this is true from my own experience. And I know I'm out of time. So for once, I'm going to run to time. I'm going to show you the sky again because it's beautiful. Oh, you can even see a little bit of the colour on the leaves, especially if I do that. It's all about the exposure on the camera. So that's our morning. Big love. Thank you for joining with me today. I will see you tomorrow with bells on. Bye-bye.